I would like to share what my growing edge these days is, what I'm learning, what I'm unlearning, where I'm taking risks and going into new territory in consciousness. So, some of you know that I went on a major uh, 8 months of cleaning out my digestive system. And in all that time, I was a good boy. I didn't drink alcohol. I ate just the best food and only like alive, nurturing fruits, vegetables, a little protein. And it really healed me, body wise, of course. And when I felt like really cleansed and healed, and I started experimenting with, okay, let's try some this, let's try some that, let's put this back into our diet, see how we feel. Hey, let's drink some alcohol. And I have been drinking alcohol, not every day like I used to, but I have been drinking alcohol. And part of my ego says, oh my God, you're going backwards. You're going into old patterns. And it's not the case. I'm actually, the way that I see growth in consciousness, it's like a spiral mountain. And I always return to my patterns, habits, or whatever, but at a higher vantage point where I can see more clearly, where I can have more compassion for what's driving the addictions, where I can have forgiveness for something I used to judge. And what I've been doing lately is really studying. Okay, I'm not the traditional, like, go to the 12 steps. I went to the 12 steps with James, actually, when he acknowledged that he thought he was an alcoholic. We started going to meetings together, and we both came up with the same conclusion. This is not the medicine that for either of us. So, what is the medicine? For me, it's deep inquiry. What is driving me to drink? What is driving me? I want to feel better. I want to feel better. And first of all, that is so innocent. That is so pure. And who doesn't want to feel better? My strategy for feeling better, which I learned when I was like 13 years old, is alcohol and some other drugs. Not my only strategy, but it's been with me for a long time. I remember sneaking into my father's liquor cabinet and taking a little bit of something and then putting water in so he wouldn't notice, and taking it to my room and having this sense that there's warmth, there's nurturing, there's freedom from this constant anxiety that I was feeling and soaking up from my parents and my culture. And it was like, this is my salvation. That's how it felt. Like, it was like I didn't know how much I was swimming in fear until I had a moment which, you could say took me out of fear. You could say numbed my fear so much that I felt a lot of relief, however you say it. But ever since then, it's been on and off with alcohol. And what I've been discovering lately is what I want to feel better from is related to this constant rushing. I'm telling you, I've been meta aware of my nervous system and my mind lately, and it's becoming intolerable for me to keep moving this fast. I get on this roll, and look, I'm living at Namaste Village. I don't have, a full-time job. I don't need to rush, and I'm rushing. Even in the shower, I've noticed it's crazy. So I'm asking myself, deep inquiry, why? Partly it's I'm a sponge, and early on I started to match my mother's energy, and my nervous system became kind of one with hers, and this is just the way I thought it was, just like a fish just thinks that water is all there is. But as my awareness grows, so does the awareness that I have a choice, that I can slow down and be a tortoise. So, but I don't have the willingness to practice it very much. I'm taking little baby steps. And I ask myself, so what? Why do I rush? What's going on? And I turn to a poem I channeled years ago that says, there's a teacher inside you who teaches you lessons. His favorite word, should, is a sign of his presence. He shoulds on you till you're so deep in depression, you do things that make your priest gasp at confession. The teacher is guilt and he's doing his best to whip you in shape so you'll be a success. When he thinks you screwed up, he will whip your behind the way jockeys whip horses to quicken their time. So, my ego structure is such that guilt, fear, guilt, whatever you call it, is just from the moment I awaken, it whips me, and unconsciously, without my awareness, I'm moving. Because I should, because my self-esteem comes from my accomplishments. By getting stuff done, I can hide from the guilt. That is kind of the foundation of the ego's thought system. And wave your hand if you can resonate with this. Yeah. So there is, in a sense, inner critic whipping, saying your aliveness, your happiness, and your identity and your self-esteem is based on moving, getting things done, never mind breathing, never mind being in the now and enjoying the process. Now, now that I know this, what do I do? This is the hardest part of the process of transformation because I know what to do. I have been given guidance. Learn Tai Chi or Qigong. Learn the movements of slow, present. Become aware when I start this racing energy and stop and take some breaths and then move like a tortoise. Just for 3 or 4 minutes, it will reset my nervous system. So I have the plan. I am not yet willing to commit to changing my behavior. And the hardest part is to not beat myself up because awareness itself is all I need to just be aware that this is what's going on without the critical judgments against myself, to just say, oh, this is interesting. This is what I've been feeling my whole life. I've never been this aware of it. I've never been able to call it out into the light. So my ego wants to judge myself for being in this space where I know what to do and I'm not yet willing to do it. But my Holy Spirit guidance is saying, applause your awareness of it. It's brand new and it's going to take you where you want to go, but there is no rush to end rushing. Don't be in a hurry to change this pattern. It will change by grace. Grace does the heavy lifting. My job is just to be aware of it and to be aware of what it costs me and be aware of my longing, my desire, and that's all I need to do to increase my longing, which is my prayer. Father, help me slow down, help me learn to become willing to slow down. Uncompromising devotion for me right now looks like removing all the goals except one. Go slowly. And be honest, my drugs of choice have not been external. They've been in the pharmacy of my body. I've been addicted to adrenaline and cortisol. Those have been my drugs. And to be honest, there is a part of me that gets off on this anxious striving. And to see that ever so clearly, I, you know, guidance says don't drink coffee. It increases the pattern. And ego or inner child or whatever says, oh boy, no way. I'm going to have my coffee. You're not taking that away from me. I like the buzz. So it's the buzz. And a buzz is adrenaline. And adrenaline is fight or flight. And fight or flight is fear. So how liberating to be so honest with myself that I can see that my only addiction, like most of us or all of us, has been serving fear. I'm going to serve a cup of coffee this morning. What am I doing? I'm serving fear. I'm putting my devotion into fear. Now, this is not true for everyone. For many people, coffee is nurturing, and there is a comfort, nurturing quality to it for me. But then the adrenaline increases, and it's becoming intolerable. So, Vicky, I'm staying at your house. Don't ask me if I want coffee. I'm going to take a week without coffee. Does this ring a bell? You may not have an addiction to speed, like I'm describing, but you may have your patterns that, it's so helpful to just say, what am I worshiping right now? What am I serving? And if you're not happy and peaceful, you're serving something besides love. And I really feel a lot of forgiveness and compassion for myself when I'm drinking alcohol or any of the other things I've done. I am calling for love and reaching out to feel better. And rather than judging and trying to fix the symptom, like lowering the alcohol, I'm not going there. I'm saying, okay, what is the core thing that I've been worshiping that causes me to even want alcohol? Like when I went 8 months without it, it's like, it's obvious from that first drink. It's not, it's kind of poison. It's like, it's not meant to be in the human body. And then I get used to it and it starts to become nurturing. It becomes fun. But after a long period of abstinence, that first drink, I'm going, what am I doing? This is not food. This is not, putting something in my body that is not nutritious or nurturing. It's weird. And then I get used to it. And then it becomes what I'm serving. And then there's no black or white about this. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. I'm a pretty happy, I don't get drunk, but I'm a pretty happy, what do you call those things? Tipsy. I get tipsy. And then I want to go out with my guitar and share joy. I was never really all that much with astrology, but one time somebody shared with me these humorous prayers for all 12 signs of the zodiac. And I'm a Pisces. And I read my prayer and I thought, oh my God. It said, "Dear God, as long as I'm going to drink this fifth of scotch tonight, and there's nothing you or anybody could do to stop me, please use the intoxication that I feel to extend your glory." And I thought, this is me. I'm stubborn as hell. I can't say no to alcohol when I really won't. It's just, I'm stubborn. So it's like, nobody can stop me. I resonate with that. And I also resonate with, okay, as long as I'm feeling better, as long as this is helping me take the edge off, I want to go out there and do my ministry. I want to go out there and uplift people and have fun and spread joy and sunshine. So, let's see. I think I'm coming to a close here. I love thinking in the land where there's a field where there's no right or wrong doing. You know, you can take something like alcohol and say, God, use this through me to give more love. You can take something like meditation and get so addicted and attached to it that you use it to hide from the world, from yourself, from other people. So there's nothing, it's all neutral. Everything on the planet is completely neutral. It's not good, it's not bad. You can use it to extend love, you can use it to serve fear. I did this talk today because I needed to hear it. I hope it was helpful for you guys.